Can Khamzat Chimaev become the UFC's first ever 3-weight division champion? Listen, that's a tall order, but you got to dream big, and he said that he's here to smash everybody. I'm telling you, I think there is a way that he could do that. Now, you're probably thinking Bisping's being sold the hype.
You know, they're selling y'all wolf tickets, people. You're eating them right up.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid. He's riding his dick.
What?
Whatever you want to say. But I'm telling you, there is a very, very good possibility. Now, of course, he missed weight at the weekend.
I don't care about that, bro. I killed that guy.
Very, very badly. He came in at 7-point-something pounds over, and a lot of people are saying that he needs to be forced to move up to middleweight. But I don't necessarily think so. Listen, Khabib Nurmagomedov, the lightweight GOAT, some people have him as the greatest of all time, the actual GOAT. He missed weight or was forced to stop cutting weight 4 times. 4 times, and still became the lightweight champ, still became the lightweight GOAT, the potential GOAT. So the fact that Khamzat came in and missed weight 1 time, you know, to be making those kind of statements so far, it's not really fair if you compare him against Khabib Nurmagomedov.
This is #1 bullshit.
Now, with that said, he does have to make weight, but Khamzat, it's the first time. People make mistakes. Andreas Michael, his coach, he was talking to Ariel Helwani this week, and he said, listen, we take responsibility for that. He was far too heavy. He got too heavy out of training camp. He started the camp too heavy, and they accepted all the responsibility for it. So that's nice to see. Listen, at the weigh-in, Khamzat didn't really give a shit. He wasn't apologetic. He threw his middle fingers up to everybody. But hey, at that point, you've got to kind of own it. But still, Andreas Michael said to Helwani that he was throwing up. He had muscle cramps. And the doctor came to look at him and said, no, listen, we've got to put your health first. All right, DraftKings have a massive offer this weekend. Of course, we have the trilogy going down in the desert. Canelo Alvarez going up against Triple G for the 3rd time stepping into the ring. The first one was ruled a draw. The second one went to Canelo. Now listen, while viewers will have to wait until the final bell to see who wins, new DraftKings Sportsbook players will be able to get an instant win. New customers, all you have to do is bet $5 on either fighter and you'll instantly receive $200 in free bets. That is an incredible offer. That's right, DraftKings is giving all new customers $200 in free bets when they place any $5 or more wager on either fighter to win on Saturday night. Now, for those in the state where sports betting is not yet available, don't forget about the DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they have been innovating even more ways to win some cash. Now, listen, DraftKings has been around for a while, so you know that your funds are safe and you can withdraw whenever and wherever you want. DraftKings has so many ways to make watching sports more fun. So let's get involved. All you got to do, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. As I say, new customers, use promo code Bisping and receive $200 free in free bets instantly when placing a $5 wager on either fighter. That is promo code Bisping only at DraftKings Sportsbook. So, he's right there. He's had 6 fights in the UFC. Other than the fight with Gilbert Burns, he's only absorbed 2 strikes. That is ridiculous. That's the type of guy we're dealing with here. And that's why I think we might see him go out there and become a 3-weight division champion. How does he do it? How does he achieve this incredible milestone? Well, first of all, he'd have to become the welterweight champion of the world. Of course, not an easy thing to do. Right now on the throne is Leon Edwards. There would probably be a rematch with Kamaru Usman between Leon and Kamaru. So there would have to be somebody in the interim for Khamzat Chimaev. Who's that going to be? Well, if you ask me, I think Colby Covington fits all or ticks all the boxes. He's very well known. He's a massive star. It'd be a really, really tough test. And if Khamzat Chimaev could beat him, okay, which I probably would bet on him to do so. Of course, the cardio may be an issue, certainly in a 5-round fight. But if Khamzat could pull that off, then it would have to be a welterweight title fight next, because that would be 7 in a row. And then there we go. Let's just say, let's just dream that he becomes the welterweight champion of the world. Now, to continue on this run of madness, he would have to go up to 185. The reality is, Israel Adesanya is running through everybody. Now, let's imagine that he beats Alex Pereira, next month or in November in Madison Square Garden. That's not a given. It's a tough fight for Israel Adesanya, but he's a long-time reigning defending champion, so let's give the man the credit that is due. Imagine if Adesanya wins, he needs fresh meat. Now, if Khamzat has become the welterweight champion of the world and become the sensation that he already is, and his star is even bigger, well, come on. Adesanya needs fresh meat. He needs challenges. Khamzat would be willing to do that. He would be willing to step up. And we've seen, if you're a star, the magnitude of that, like a Conor McGregor or even some other people, I think Dana would let him do it simply because the pay-per-view would be absolutely phenomenal. And styles make fights. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Israel Adesanya would lose to Khamzat Chimaev. He's proven to be very, very hard to take down. He's proven to be strategically very, very good. And that is perhaps one of the weak areas for Khamzat Chimaev.
Say something! Don't win now!
A lot of people say that physically he's great. He can box, he can wrestle, he's aggressive, he's got the mindset, he's got the confidence, he's got all that stuff. But I was reading an article the other day saying that one of the things that he lacks is the fight IQ. Okay, because look at that fight with Kevin Holland. I mean, incredibly impressive. But if he didn't get the job done, he might have run out of gas. So therefore not the smartest approach. That's a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda.
What?
He did get the job done. It did pay off. And he did get the submission in round 1, like he said he was going to. So you can't really use that against him. I guess the logic there is if you look at the Gilbert Burns fight, he emptied the tank a little bit. I was getting a little tired. But he still went on to win against Gilbert Burns, who's an incredibly tough fighter. So the fight IQ, I guess we'll have to see. But Khamzat certainly does seem to tick all the boxes. As I said, for Israel Adesanya, or if Alex Pereira beats Izzy, I think there's an even easier fight for Izzy. For Khamzat. Because Izzy's shown good takedown defense and ability to get back to his feet. And he's got more experience grappling. If Alex Pereira can beat Israel Adesanya, Khamzat Chimaev storms in, takes him out, takes him down, wrestles him down, and wins the belt. And he becomes another 2-weight division champion. Now, of course, here is where things get a little bit dicey, a little bit tricky, because we're talking about him going up to 205 and becoming a champion there. That would be the icing on the cake. If he was to do this, he would be the biggest legend that the UFC has ever seen. But this is what Khamzat said that he's going to do. He set out his stall right from the start. He's coming in now. He's the number 1 bad guy.
I'm most dangerous guy here. I got a gun for everyone. I kill everybody. Allah Akbar.
And he wants to be a 3-weight division champion. Now, when we look at the stats, when we look at the facts of him going up to 205 pounds, right, it's the size. A lot of people think that he might not be big enough. Well, Khamzat is 6'2", which is the same height or taller than 11 men who have been UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, including Quinton Rampage Jackson, Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, Rashad Evans, Tito Ortiz, to name but a few. When he was wrestling, he competed at 86 kilograms, which is 189 pounds-ish, in freestyle wrestling 7 years ago. So that was 7 years ago. He's filling out all the time. We saw he's a monster at 170 and a monster at 185. So, and look at Izzy. He went up against Jan Blachowicz and did pretty good. He didn't win, but he did pretty good. Let's not forget, he beat Jack Hermanson in a grappling match at 92 kilos, which is 203 pounds in 2018. Basically, what I'm saying is, when you look at the stats, when you look at the size, when you look at the style, and you look at the competition, it is not crazy or absurd to think that he would do that. Now, of course, if he became the welterweight champ and became the middleweight champ, if he was going to have to challenge for the light heavyweight championship, he would have to relinquish the welterweight title. Simple as that. The UFC aren't going to allow 3-weight divisions to get tied up like that. So become 185-pound champ, relinquish the welterweight, and then challenge for the light heavyweight title. That would be insane. Now, of course, as I said before, it is a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda.
What?
It's a lot of hypotheticals, but these are very real hypotheticals. The way that he's taking everybody out, the ease in which predominantly he's doing so. No one's ever done that to Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's been in there with some of the best middleweights on the planet. Beat Jacare Souza off his back, knocked him out, Kevin Holland's the real deal. He really is. And what he did there, it sets the imagination on fire, doesn't it? And it's these type of fighters, these type of people that Dana really loves. And if you've got the ability to back it up and you've got the star power and people are going to tune in and they're going to watch and everyone involved makes a shit ton of money, well, the UFC are going to give it a go. And I'm here for it. So, Khamzat Chimaev, prove me wrong. But maybe, just maybe, he might be the first ever 3-weight division champion in the UFC.